Hi, my name is Trent, and in this video I'll be explaining how to choose the best inverter for your solar system. In the previous video I explained what inverters were, how they worked, and the different types that are available. I would recommend checking out that video before diving into this one though. So, as you would have seen in the previous video, there are many choices when it comes to solar system inverters, and it can be difficult to figure out which inverter is best for your system. Essentially, when it comes to choosing an inverter, it depends on the type of solar system you're installing and how you plan to use your solar energy. The first consideration is the position of the inverter or inverters in your system. This also impacts the efficiency and overall expense of the system. There are three inverter types to consider when it comes to the positioning of the inverters. These are microinverters, string inverters, or central inverters. Microinverters are the inverters that are positioned on each solar panel. This means that each panel has an inverter which increases the overall cost of the solar system, but it also increases the efficiency of the solar system. The impact that shading and orientation have on the efficiency of the system is dramatically decreased with microinverters. String inverters are attached to each string or series of solar panels. For example, let's say your solar system is made up of 3 strings of 12 panels, totaling 36 panels. String inverters are attached to each string or series of panels, and this helps increase the efficiency of the total system, as the lowest producing panel in any system will affect the total output of that system. Having multiple strings means that if one section of the roof is getting shade or is at an orientation that will produce less energy, then it won't affect the overall productivity as much as it would if the entire system was using a singular central inverter. Central inverters are inverters that are attached to the entire solar system. All the panels feed into this inverter, which means that as a whole, the system may not perform as efficiently, especially if there is shading or different orientations. This is obviously the cheaper option, as there is just one inverter. When it comes to determining which type of inverter you will need, micro, string or central, the overall complexity of the design of the solar system and the placement of the panels, their orientation and the amount of shading that they will get will determine what type of inverter you will need. The second consideration has more to do with how you want to use the solar power generated by your solar system. Here you need to think about if you want a battery or not, and if you want to be tied to the grid or independent of the grid. The conventional inverter type is the grid-tied inverter. This inverter simply converts the power created by the solar panels into power that can be used by your appliances. When your system produces power, it will either be used by your appliances or be fed into the grid. Hybrid inverters are inverters that allow you to have a battery. These inverters will use the power created by your system to power your appliances, charge your battery, and feed into the grid. Hybrid inverters are typically still grid-based, which means that if there is a blackout, you won't be able to use the power generated by your solar panels or the power stored in your battery. Off-grid inverters operate completely off-grid. They convert the power created by your panels into power that can be used by your appliances and can also charge batteries connected to your system, allowing you to use the stored power once the system is no longer producing energy from the panels. As you can see, there are a few different things to consider when it comes to choosing the right inverter. These considerations are essentially determined by the complexity of the system that is being installed and how you want to use your solar power. Obviously, price is also a consideration, as each inverter changes the overall cost of your solar system. Here at Install Solar, we make this process straightforward and recommend to you the best inverter for your system. We use satellite images and data to determine the design of your system and take into consideration all of your needs. We are here to help, so chat with us if you want help figuring out what is best for you.